Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and this is my prediction video for match day 2 of UEFA Champions League. A lot of exciting games are gonna have happen on this match day 2. So let's get right ahead and start with my predictions. The first game is Salzburg versus Brest. Now Salzburg, they lost in quite a convincing manner on match day 1 against Slavia Praha. It was a 3-0 defeat for them, but since then they have been undefeated, winning the last 2 games as well. So they are coming in this game with a bit of a form behind them. They are playing against a Brest side who won on match day 1, but they have been quite inconsistent this season, so you never really know which Brest are gonna come out and play on that day. They lost to Auxerre on the weekend as well, 3-0. It was a quite big defeat for them. So as I said, quite inconsistent, and that is why I'm going I'm going to sit on the fence for this one, and I'm going for a 2-2 draw in this game, 2-2 between Salzburg and Brest. The next game is Stuttgart versus Sparta Praha. Stuttgart, they lost on a match day 1 against Real Madrid. It was a 3-1 defeat for them. But their league in the their form, in the league has been quite good, and they are coming with a good form in this game. They are playing against a Sparta Praha side who have been undefeated in this season. They won on match day 1 as well. They suffered their first defeat of the season this weekend. So that was a minor setback for them. But I think overall their form has been very good, and I think it's going to be quite a close game between Stuttgart and them, and I expect a lot of goals in this game as well. And my prediction is quite similar to the last game in the one that I predicted for Salzburg and Brest. I think it is going to be the same scoreline. Both of these games are going to be played at the same time, so I think it will be quite fun if my predictions come true. I think it is going to be another 2-2 draw between Slava Praha and Stuttgart. Moving on to the next game, it's Inter versus Savannah Vesda. Now Inter, they won. They drew their game on match day 1 against Manchester City. It was quite a good performance, quite a good defensive performance against City. But since since returning from the international break, they have not really been at that impressive. They have not really been able to get the points that they would need. Their form has been a little bit up and down. They won over the weekend. That was their first win since the resume of football after the international break. They won against Udinese in a 3-2 game. I think that was quite a close game as well. So they in a way they are coming with a bit of a form, but as I said, they have been quite inconsistent. They are playing against with the side who have been undefeated in this season. I mean, their only defeat came in the Champions League game match day 1 against Benfica. Apart from that, they have been really good, but I think unfortunately for them, they are going to suffer their second defeat of the season, and I think it is going to come again in the Champions League. And I think Inter being at home and with the difference in the quality of the players that both these squads have, I think it is going to be quite an easy win for Inter. I'm going for a 3-0 home win. The next game is Borussia Dortmund versus Celtic. Now Dortmund, they won. They had like an impressive victory on a match day 1, a 3-1 win for them, and their league form has been quite good. They are they won. Apart from that humiliating defeat against Stuttgart a couple of weeks ago, 5-1 they lost. Apart from that, I think they have been really good in the league. They won over the weekend 4-2 against Bochum. That was that game turned out to be quite interesting. They had to really fight for that win, but I still think they are in a really good form. They are playing against a Celtic side who have been undefeated in this season. They have not lost a single game. They won 5-1 on the opening day of the Champions League as well. So they are in a red hot form. They are gonna come here at Signal Iduna Park, and they are really gonna go for it. Both these teams like to play attacking football, and both of them are really gonna have a go from the get-go. And I think we are gonna see a lot of goals in this game. I expect a high scoring game, but I think Dortmund might just have enough for Celtic, and the fact that they are at home as well, I think that the home crowd, that yellow wall, is gonna be a lot helpful for Dortmund. I'm going for a close 3-2 win for Borussia Dortmund. The next game is Barcelona versus Young Boys. Now Barcelona, they lost on match day one against Monaco. It was quite a surprising loss for Barca, and the thing is they lost their first game in the league over the weekend against Osasuna. Nobody saw that coming, but they lost 4-2, so it was they are going to be under a lot of pressure. They lost over the weekend and they already lost on match day one, so this is a big game for Barcelona. If they really want to progress into the competition, they need to win this. They are playing against a Young Boys side who themselves lost on a match day one, and their form has not been really good. They are quite really struggling. They are 11th in the league at the moment, and I think their bad form is going to continue. I don't see them winning this game. I think it's going to be a comprehensive win for Barcelona. I'm going for a 3-1 Barcelona win. The next game is Bayer Leverkusen versus AC Milan. I think it's going to be quite an interesting game, quite a fun game. Leverkusen, they won on the opening day of Champions of their Champions League campaign. Their home form, their league form has been quite good as well. They have not lost a game since coming back from that international break. They drew against Bayern Munich over the weekend, so they are really coming into this game with full confidence. Playing against Milan, who lost on the match day one against Liverpool. That was quite a convincing defeat for Milan, but in the league they have won 3 on the bounce, including that derby win against Inter. So I think it is going to be quite a close game. It is going to be quite a fun game, but I think the home side are gonna nick it. I'm going for a 2-1 win for Leverkusen. The next game is Arsenal versus PSG, my club Arsenal. Both these teams have been undefeated in the season until now. Both of them have been playing a really good football. Arsenal, they drew on match day one against Atalanta. It was quite a close game, quite a tough game, but Arsenal were not able to break Atalanta down. PSG, on the other hand, they themselves played quite a close game. They won 1-0 against Girona. It was also a tight game, and as I said, both the teams have been really good. Both of them won over the weekend as well, and both of them are in a really good form. I think it will be quite a close game, quite a tough game as well, and maybe it's my Arsenal bias, but I just think Arsenal are going to nick it. Being at home, I think that gives Arsenal a little bit advantage. I'm going for a 2-1 Arsenal win. The next game is PSV Eindhoven versus Sporting Club de Portugal, and both these teams are in amazing form. Both of them have won 7 out of their 7 games in their respective leagues. Both of them are top. Both of them have scored over 25 goals in the league, so both are like in top notch form. PSV have only lost 1 game, and that was their match day 1 game in the UCL against Juventus. Sporting, on the other hand, they won their game against Lille on match day 1. So Sporting are like they have not lost a game till now this season. PSV, as I said, they only lost to Juve. I think it is going to be quite a good game. I think it's going to be quite a high scoring game. I like, it's really hard to separate these two sides, and to be very honest with you, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to sit on the fence. I'm going for a 3-all draw between PSV and Sporting. As I said, both of these teams I like to score goals, and I think we are going to see a lot of goals. That is why I've gone for a high scoring 3-all draw between PSV and Sporting. The next game is Bratislava versus Manchester City. Bratislava have been really good. Their only defeat in their last 5 games has been against for fuck's sakes. The next game is Bratislava versus Manchester City. Bratislava have been really good, to be very honest with you. They are in a really good form. Their only defeat in their last 5 game was on match day 1 in the UCL. So that's a bit concerning. They would want to make sure that doesn't happen on match day 2 as well. They are playing against a Man City side who are undefeated in their last 5 games, but 3 of them have been draws, and their form has been quite questionable. They drew over the weekend as well. They drew last weekend against Arsenal as well, so there are a little bit questions mark about them. They are gonna miss Rodri as well, but they drew on a match day 1 against Inter as well, so they've still not gotten a win in the Champions League as well. I think it could turn out to be a surprise, a surprise shock if Man City don't win this game, and I think that could really happen because they are in away side, and sometimes with the way that they are playing, with the players that they are missing, it can happen, but I really don't see it happening. I'll be very honest with you. I think Man City get their first win in the Champions League this season, and I'm going for an easy 3-1 away win for Man City. I personally think Man City are going to score, Bratislav equalize, and then Man City score again, and Bratislav in search of the equalizer, they are going to go ahead and they are going to leave spaces behind, and City are going to take advantage and score that third goal and kill the game. That is my prediction, 3-1 to Manchester City. The next game is Shakhtar Donetsk versus Atalanta. Shakhtar, they have been undefeated since the return of football from the international break, but there have been a couple of draws in those games as well, including their match day one of UCL. They are against Bologna. The thing is, they are playing against another Italian side. First game was an away game. This time, Atalanta are coming to Donetsk, so it's going to be quite an interesting game. Atalanta, they are all over the place at the moment. Like the season is not going according to the plan. They are dropping points every weekend, and they look at really terrible. And I think they are gonna drop points in this game as well. And I think Shakhtar are really gonna go ahead and get the 3 points. I think it will be a close game. I don't think it's going to be a nice game to watch. If you really want to watch football, I don't think this game is gonna give you that. I think it will be quite a cagey affair. I think it will be very close, very tight. But I think Shakhtar are gonna nick it in the end. I'm going for a 1-0 win for Shakhtar. The next game is Girona versus Feyenoord. Two teams who are coming into the game with a horrendous form behind them. Girona are winless in their last 5 games. Feyenoord have only won once in their last 5 games. So a total of 1 win in the last 9 games combined. So that's how bad both of them are. They both lost on a match day 1 as well. And I think none of them are gonna win in this game as well. I just don't see anything good coming out of the teams at the moment. They are not really able to perform the way that they can, to be very honest with you. And I think both of them are gonna drop points in this game. I'm going for a 0-0 draw between Girona and Feyenoord. The next game is Liverpool versus Bologna. Liverpool are in amazing form. They are top of the Premier League. They have won their last 4 games in all competition, including a 3-1 win against Milan on match day 1 in the Champions League. They are playing against Bologna, another Italian side who are undefeated in their last 5 games, but 4 of them have been draw, including their match day 1 game against Shakhtar. And I think they are gonna drop further points in this game, but I think they are gonna drop all the points, to be very honest with you. I am going for a comprehensive win for Liverpool at Anfield, a 3-0 win for the home side. The next game is Leipzig versus Juventus. Now Leipzig have been really good this season. They are undefeated in the Bundesliga, and the only defeat that they have had this season has been in the UCL on match day 1. So then they know how important this game is. If they really want to stay in this competition, they need to get a result on match day 2. They are playing against a Juve side who are undefeated in their last 5 games, but 3 of them have been a draw. So like it's not a really good performance for them. The start was really good, but they have sort of gone downhill since then. They won on the opening day of UCL campaign, so they would be hoping to continue that and get another win, so that they can make sure that at least the UCL campaign is going in the right direction. I think this will be quite an interesting game, because we have 2 sets of managers who have both different types of different type of style, how they want to play football. Juventus, they are gonna dig deep. They are gonna want to control the possession. They would want to delay the game, try to slow it as much as possible. Leipzig on the other hand, they like to play counter fast style of football. They're gonna press Juve. I think it will be quite an interesting tactical battle, and I don't think anyone is gonna come out on top. I'm going for a 1-1 draw between Leipzig and Juventus. Moving on to the next game, it's Benfica versus Atletico Madrid. Now both teams come into this game with a good form behind them. Both of them are undefeated in their last 5 games. Benfica especially, they have won 4 in a row, including their match day 1 win in the Champions League as well. They are playing against an Atleti side who defeated Leipzig on a match day 1. The thing is, they played a big game, the Madrid derby, just a couple of days later go. So I think that is gonna come into play this in this game. I think the fatigue level might come into play for Atleti, and I think this is gonna shock everybody. I'm going for a surprise win for Benfica. I think Atleti are gonna lose this game. I'm going for a 2-1 win for the home side. Next game is JNK Dynamo Zagreb versus Monaco. Now Dynamo Zagreb, they have not had a good start to the season. They have not been able to perform to the levels that were expected of them. They have lost 3 of their last 5 games, including that humiliating defeat by Bayern Munich on a match day 1, and they would want to forget about it and try to make sure that they can get something out of this game. They are playing against a Monaco side who are undefeated in their last 5 games. They are currently joint top with PSG in Liga. They are in top of form. They won on match day 1 against Barcelona as well, and I think they are gonna continue their winning streak. I just don't see Dynamo giving them that much trouble. I am going for a convincing 3-1 win for Monaco. The next game is Lille versus Real Madrid, and I think this was one of the easiest predictions to make. Lille have been dreadful this season. They are all over the place. They have won once in their last 5 games. They are not really playing to the potential that they have. They lost on a match day 1 as well against Sporting, playing against a Real Madrid side who are undefeated in their last 5 games, winning 4 on the trot. Before that, derby against Atleti, they won against Stuttgart on match day 1 as well, and I think they are gonna continue. I think it's going to be quite an easy win for the away side. I'm going for a 2-0 win for Real Madrid. The next game is Aston Villa versus Bayern Munich. Now this is quite an interesting one because a lot of the pundits and a lot of content creators are just easily giving this game to Bayern Munich. I really don't think so. I just fail to understand why people constantly underestimate Unai Emery. I think it is going to be quite a close game. Both of them are undefeated. Both of these teams are undefeated in their last 5 games. Both of them drew over the weekend. Both of them won on the opening day. So I'm expecting a lot of quite a close game. I think it's going to be quite exciting. I think everybody is really underestimating Unai Emery. Bayern Munich are gonna come, and I think it will be a tough game for them. I would not be surprised if Aston Villa go ahead and get the win, but I'm not gonna go ahead and make that prediction. Maybe I should, but I'm just gonna stay on the fence. I just don't see them losing, to be very honest with you. I think even if they lost, I think it will be a very close a game. That is why I'm going for a 1-1 draw between Aston Villa and Bayern Munich. And the last game of match day 2 in Champions League is Sturm Graz versus Club Brugge. Now both of these teams have had quite a hit and miss of kind of a season in the last 5 games. Both of them have lost twice, both of them have won twice and drawn once. So they have been both inconsistent. Both of them lost on a match day 1 as well. So both of them would want to get that first win and maybe try to get into those qualification process. Make sure that they don't lose their first 2 games and make it hard for themselves to get out of the league phase. And I think it is going to be quite a close game, to be very honest with you. But I think the home side are just going to indicate they are first in their league as well, and I think just because of that, I think that the fact that they are at home and they are playing a bit better as compared to Bruges, I think they are gonna get the win. I'm going for a 2-1 win from Sturm Graz. That is it for me. This is my prediction for all the Champions League games on a match day 2. We'll see how many of them I get the I was right with, how many of them I was completely wrong with at the end of the weekend. I'm gonna do a review video on Thursday, I think, on Thursday, or maybe early Wednesday morning my time. I don't know when it depending on the timing. Most probably it will be Thursday for everybody in Europe. That is it for me in this video. Let me know what you guys think about my prediction. Do you agree with them? Do you disagree with them? Let me know in the comment section below. And which team are you supporting, and do you agree with my predictions regarding your team as well? Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 400 subscribers before the month of October, and this is our target in this month. So the month is just started. It's 1st of October. It's Champions League night, so please go ahead and subscribe and help us in achieving our target. Until next time, bye bye.